For latest updates and short audio clips, follow us on Instagram, Reading the Author.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Reading the Author, a unique show where we read authors' mind and not their book. Meanwhile, I truly believe and pray that you and your families are completely safe and healthy as well. Today we have Sabarna Roy sir with us, and he is the author of 8 best-selling fictional books and 3 technical books. Thank you so much sir for coming on our show. We are highly grateful कि आपने हमें फिर से एक बार मौका दिया.
It's my pleasure, Gaurav. It's a pleasure to come to your show. Thank you so much.
Okay, so for all the new listeners जिन्हें नहीं पता है, I would like to acknowledge them कि इससे पहले भी सर की जब 7th बुक रिलीज हुई थी तो सर हमारे शो पर आए थे. आप उस एपिसोड को सुन सकते हैं. And once again he is with us and it is completely our opportunity. So sir, like before we get into the podcast और हम आपके बुक्स के बारे में, आपके विजन्स के बारे में और कुछ जाने, I would request you to please introduce yourself ताकि हमारे नए listeners आपके बारे में कुछ जान सकें.
Well, I would say that I'm a senior engineering professional and an author of 8 literary works and 3 technical books. And I have won many awards for my engineering profession as well as authorship. Of course, the most notable award has been the Champions of Change, which I received from the government of Maharashtra and Goa in 2021 in April, which is basically a national award. Of course, I have received awards from various media houses, various organizations. Secondly, I must tell you that I'm a very passionate engineer also. I'm a civil engineer by qualification, and I do a lot of environmental and ecological stuff around the world, and I am a climate activist. I firmly believe in the Paris Climate Accord. And I write books in every genre possible. I have tried every genre possible, and now I'm writing my 9th literary work, which is an epistolary novel. Epistolary novel means a novel which is based out of letters exchanged between 2 characters. So I wrote a ballad in 2009, which is titled Tara, which is a part of my first book, Pentacles. So I mean, in that ballad, what happens is there are 2 characters, one male and the other female, Tara and Sandy, who meet each other after 26 years of leaving their high school at Delhi airport. They come across each other, talk to each other very briefly for some moments before catching their individual flights. And they start writing to each other after 12 years during the post-COVID times, or let's say during the COVID times. So it's a new kind of a novel that I am trying. It's an experimental novel. Let's see what comes out of it. But yeah, this will be a bit entertaining novel, of course. I think so. People will like it. A bit of it will be autobiographical. Let's see.
Definitely.
So, and this 9th book is likely to be published in the winter of 2022-23.
So that's completely great news for all those listeners जिन्होंने सर की सारी books पढ़ लिए. तो something new is there for you. So sir, like as we know that your 8th book, A Marriage, an Affair and a Friendship, is released, and it's performing so well on Amazon. Like 200 plus reviews are already there. It has been a bestseller and all. Still, if I can say कि बहुत लोग ऐसे होंगे जिन्होंने नहीं पढ़ा या जो इस पॉडकास्ट को सुनने के बाद उसे पढ़ना चाहेंगे. So what they can expect from that book? Like, can you share some insight of that book?
Well, I can give you something about the book. You see, a marriage and an affair and a friendship is a crisp, fast-paced cocktail of different perspectives of an open marriage told from the point of view of Rahul, Paromita, his wife, Shurama, the other woman, and Shamoresh, the silent, eager paramour. That narration weaves in and out of their points of view as they're confronted with different challenges, including the moral judgment of their sons, Proloy and Ratul. So this is what is my 8th book is all about. And it is a book, it's a small book, it's a tiny book. It can be completed in one sitting of 4 to 5 hours, or in 2 days if your reading time is spanning 2.5 hours. It's entertaining, it's fast-paced, it's crisp, but it's a book on it's a fiction, contemporary fiction on social norms and open marriage.
Can you share with us your earlier book Fractured Mosaic, or Etching of the first quarter 2022, or all these things, but what influenced you to write on this topic, like on your 8th book?
Well, you see, I have been a great believer in the fact that marriage is the worst institution created by mankind on this planet, and it is because, you see, man built up the institution of marriage to straighten up the inheritance protocol in a patriarchal society. So I have been a great believer of live-in relationships and open marriages. So I wanted to write the novel, a novella, let's say, in a manner that the complexities around an open marriage are cleared up in a transparent and lucid and authentic manner. So this is what actually, I should say, inspired me to write this novella.
So does it contain some, just a reflection of your perspective, or, some sort of research has been done, or, some sort of planning?
See, No, I can tell you that, I mean, this is a human drama story. So I can say that some research is what I have learned from first-hand experience. If you say ruminating on your first-hand experience is research, then I will say that some research has been done. But it's a human drama story which builds up on my imagination and intuition. So I think, it's a free-flowing story. It's a natural story. People should love reading this story.
Definitely, sir. But sir, what I feel like when it comes to live-in or open marriages and all, our society is still taking it as a hard pill to swallow. What I feel, right? So when you were writing, can you share what was the most hardest scene to write on in this novel? Like the one that challenged you.
See, I can tell you. I mean, for me, I mean, I understand that the society that we have in India at present is comparatively regressive to the India that I was born in, I was brought up in. Increasingly, with more of technology coming into the market, hyper-consumerism taking over our lives, urbanization taking place, surprisingly and ironically, we are getting more and more regressive. We were more open to, I would say, progressive things 30, 40 years back. For me, nothing is hard, I mean, because I have told this many times that I write for myself. I mean, I care two hoots for what readers think about what I write about. So
Mm-hmm.
there has been no scene that I have found hard to write about, very frankly.
Mm-hmm.
But having said that, I would say that a lot of people feel scandalized after reading this book. But I think it is okay with me to have if a person has, a man or a woman has multiple relationships, he or she lives in a live-in relationship, he or she has an open marriage, I'm okay with it. And I think with times you would find that marriages are becoming redundant more and more.
True, definitely, sir. And like how when it comes to writing a book, like you shared that you are writing your 9th book and it will be released on the winter of 2022 and 2023. But when it comes to this book, like how much time did you take to write this book?
No, I'm writing this book presently. I think, and this is also a new format of a book because 2 people are writing this book. I have collaborated with my past editor of 3 books, rather 4 books, 4 books. We are jointly writing this book. So we have written approximately 25,000 words of the novel. We plan it to be a 50,000 to 60,000 word novel. I think by June we should be done with the script, and then the pre-production process will start, then the publication process, and of course then the launch and various other things, distribution, etc. will happen.
Okay. But sir, sorry to interrupt, but my question was like, when it comes to a 8th book, a marriage, an affair, and a friendship, how much time did it take you to write that?
Okay, you are asking about the 8th book. Yeah,
Yes.
8th book took me around 5-6 months to write. Yeah, it took 5-6 months to write. It took a long time. In fact, not 5-6 months. I think it took me 7-8 months because the first draft was very long. Very long, very theoretical. Because the narrative was interrupted by many theories on marriage and polemics on marriage and views for and against marriage. So, in my later drafts, the 2nd and the 3rd, I dropped out all the polemics and I dropped out all the theories on marriage because I wanted to be a straight-cut, free-flowing narrative. So the editing took a long time. So I think it took me, if I remember correctly, 7 to 8 months to write the draft as it has been printed now.
Okay. And now coming to the title, sir, a marriage, an affair, and a friendship. It's completely you can say what I feel. It's completely a catchy title. Like if anybody just look at this book, okay, what's the title? वो instantly इस book को pick कर लेगा. So how did you come up with this title of your book? Like each of your books title.
Well, this title came all of a sudden because structurally the book has a marriage, it has an affair, and it has a friendship. All the 3 human drama aspects are there in the book. So I combined all 3 of them and made into a title, and it happened one evening when I was traveling from my office to home. I was scrolling some music on Apple Music, and suddenly it came to my mind that why don't I name this book Marriage, an Affair, and a Friendship. So it happened all of a sudden. Yeah.
Okay. And when it comes to describing your ideal audience for this book, how would you describe that? Like when it comes to recommending this book, what age group or what sort of audience are you targeting with this book?
Well, I don't target any audience when I write a book, but I think anybody can read this book. Anybody can, above the age of 18, anybody can read this book. And I think people will enjoy, anybody can enjoy because anybody will enjoy reading this book. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, when last time you came on our podcast, you said that people will find, authenticate writing intense dark stories from your book, and so you write for upper middle class. What you feel you write, just like you said, and your most of the stories are based in Kolkata. So all these bullet points are still the same, or is there anything people can expect from your books?
Well, this is a story based out of Kolkata, no doubt about it.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, yeah, it is an upper middle class setting. And number three, what did you say? The other point?
Authenticate writing.
Yeah, it is very authentic writing, because none of my writings are, I don't lie normally in my writings, because lies operate in life, but lies don't operate in art. So I believe that very strongly. So I think you see, my dream is to write as lucidly and as authentically as possible.
Okay. So, sir, recently you have been featured in the TEDx as a TEDx speaker. So how was your experience of that?
Well, it was a great experience, because I spoke. You see, I spoke on a subject which normally is not a subject for TEDx speeches. I spoke on the subject of literature, arts, and the understanding of life. So I spoke on a very complex subject, and the TEDx, my TEDx speech, I don't know whether you have seen it or not, is also interspersed with motion graphics film in the end, which is basically a work on my selected works from Fractured Mosaic. So in all, it was a great experience shooting in Rangasharda Auditorium in Bandra in Bombay. So it was a great experience giving a TEDx speech, and especially I selected a speech. Normally you see in TEDx speakers talk about motivational speeches.
True.
So I wanted to speak on something different, more intense, about life, literature and arts, which are my passion. So I wanted to speak on that. So I felt very good after having made that speech. Yeah.
Definitely. So in fact, it is what I feel, it is a complete milestone for anybody to give a TEDx speech.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, sir, like, each of your books, like when it comes to reviews, people are just loving your books. Like 100 plus, 200 plus positive reviews are there. You have won so many awards. Recently, Golden Glory Award was there. Most influential businessman leader award was there, and many awards are there. So how fame has changed your life? Like, what sort of difference are you experiencing in your life when it comes to all these things?
Gaurav, I can tell you that these things don't reach my heart at all. I mean, I'm being very clear with you. I mean, whatever fame or whatever recognition I have received, it does make me happy. But, it does not change myself as a person. I'm the same man that I was in 2007 when I started writing or pursuing my second profession of authorship very seriously. So I'm not a changed person. I mean, of course I have changed because I have aged, I have become older. To that extent, I have of course changed, whatever the biological changes are there. But I don't think I have changed because of the fame or because of the kind of awards that I have received. No, I have not. I have not changed. I'm sure about that. Okay. But one thing is for sure that that I do feel that there is a pressure from my audience to keep on repeating myself the kind of work that I do. So I think because I don't care too much about my audience, I give a lot of stress to being authentic and lucid. So I think I'm able to produce the kind of work that I am producing still now. Let's see. Inshallah, I should be able to produce good work for some more time.
Definitely, sir. But sir, like as you said, you haven't changed, but people's behavior towards you must have been changed. Like let's say अगर कोई आपसे मिला नहीं है, तो in his mind he is already assuming you the aura of your vibes are so warm. So have you seen any difference of people, like when they used to meet you earlier and as of now, like when they come to you, some sort of anything like that?
Gaurav, here once again, I'll be very frank with you. I don't meet people much. I'm not a very social kind of a person. I don't do social do's. I don't go to parties. I don't meet a lot of people. Okay. I'll be very frank with you. So don't mind my saying this. But yes, I do attend award functions and all that. And I collect my award. People who are the organizers would know that I collect my award and don't even go for the dinners and the parties, and even in the literature festivals, I don't go for dinners and lunches and high teas. I don't go much. Even in my own programs, apart from what I have to perform, I am a silent spectator. So I don't do networking much, but people do come with me and they think that after meeting me, everybody feels that I'm not that kind of a person who is affected by
these things, the awards
and fame and glory. They do feel that I'm not that kind of a person.
So it is the reason of you staying so low key? Like, I'm in conversation with you the second time, and still I can feel that people who don't have what I feel that the itni achievement जिसकी नहीं रहती है, they also come with lots of I'm not just getting that exact word. They have some sort of arrogancy or something like that in them when you meet them or when you are in conversation with them. But when it comes to you, like, I was also assuming when our first episode was scheduled that you will be someone who is very strict or something, who want get so much conversation and something like that. But when it comes to you, I feel that you are very much low key. So it is the reason.
I think I'm a low-key person. Yeah, true. I'm a low-key person. I'm not an arrogant person. I don't believe in arrogance. I hate arrogance in people, and I'll never ever forgive myself if I'm arrogant to people. And I think this is because of I would say that this is because of the parental values that have been imbibed in my family during my growing up years. So I think arrogance is not something which I have. I would reach out to everybody if I want to. If there is a requirement, of course I would reach out to everybody. And of course I do have a lot of friends, and I believe in the bond of friendship. And I also believe that friendship is the purest of the purest of bonds that you can have. And even if your friend does a wrong thing according to you, you have to stand up for your friend. That's what friendship is all about.
True.
So I don't believe in arrogance at all. I don't believe in arrogance. No. That's not me.
Okay. So sir, you shared पिछले बार मैंने आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि when it comes to purchasing materialistic things, we get some sort of sudden happiness, but still we don't, that happiness doesn't last longer. तो आपने बताया था कि if you go for some adventure or आप कहीं किसी place पे जाते हैं, तो that feeds your soul. तो उस तरीके से आप खुश रहते हैं. और आपने बताया था कि आप किसी एक माउंटेन के पीक पे गए थे व्हेन यू वर ऑन द, जब आप लद्दाख गए थे, राइट?
लद्दाख, खरदुंगला जी, माउंट गोडविन, ऑस्टिन, पीक को जब हमने देखा था.
जी. सो व्हाट्स द प्लान फॉर द अपकमिंग इयर्स? लाइक अब तो लॉकडाउन भी मतलब हट रहे हैं हर जगह से. सो इज देयर एनी सर्टेन प्लान्स एज ऑफ नाउ?
Yeah, plan is there. You see, my son stays in London, so he's working there. So we are planning to visit him in the summers in July. And from there, we are planning to visit the Scottish Highlands, which we have visited earlier.
Okay.
So I think Scottish Highlands will be a great experience for us once again. So my son is planning that visit for us. So yeah, July is a month which I look forward to for going to London and Scottish Highlands. And yeah, and let me tell you, London is a place like Istanbul. I mean, people don't go to Istanbul nowadays because of the various kinds of affairs that are happening. But I can tell you one thing, that Istanbul, London, and New York, these are the three places which I know like the back of my hand. In fact, in 2020, I was offered the position of environmental specialist, program specialist at the headquarters of New York by the United Nations, but which I did not take up because my father is very old now. He's 86 years old. He, of course, pushed and prodded me to take up the assignment. But then I decided I would not go to New York and take up the assignment. And also because that I love the city of Calcutta so much, and I think I will not be able to operate anywhere if I live outside of Calcutta or Kolkata.
Okay. Sir, now like coming to that time when you heard कि कल जो आपकी 8th book है वो release होने वाली है. So at that evening, like what was going in your mind? Like आपने इतनी सारी books लिखी हैं, सारी best seller हैं, but when it comes to releasing your book, what goes in your mind? Like were you excited, nervous, या फिर आपने milestone set किया कि नहीं सारी books ने इतना hit किया है तो इसे भी इतना करना पड़ेगा? Like what was going in your mind at that time?
गौरव जी, आप कभी मेरे को पर्सनली मीट करेंगे तो आपको पता लगेगा कि मैं बहुत ही चिल्ड आउट आदमी हूँ, बड़ा कूल काइंड ऑफ आदमी हूँ. मैं ये नर्वसनेस, एंजाइटी और ये क्या बोलते हैं एक्साइटमेंट से काफी दूर रहता हूँ. ये सब चीजों से मैं बहुत दूर रहता हूँ. मेरे फिजिकल वर्ल्ड में जो हो रहा है और मेरा जो इनर वर्ल्ड है, मैं दोनों को बड़ा सेपरेट रखता हूँ, और इसीलिए मैं जो करता हूँ वो कर पाता हूँ. नहीं तो देखिए, आज ऑफिस का काम है, आज लेखनी का काम है, इतना कुछ तो मैं कर नहीं पाऊंगा. अगर मैं इतना ज्यादा अफेक्टेड हो जाऊंगा एक्सटर्नल वर्ल्ड से तो मैं कर नहीं पाऊंगा. तो मैं बहुत चिल्ड रहता हूँ. मैं नर्वस वगैरह, एक्साइटेड वगैरह कुछ नहीं रहता हूँ. यार, एवरी डे इज अ न्यू डे, सो आप झेल लो न्यू डे को, बस न्यू डे खत्म भी हो जाता है. आज जब घर से आ रहे थे तो लग रहा था एक पॉडकास्ट है, अब देखिए आधा घंटा हो गया आपसे बात करने में और 5-10 मिनट में आप इसको खत्म भी कर देंगे. तो जो शुरू होता है वो खत्म भी हो जाता है. तो इतना एक्साइटमेंट और इतना एंजाइटी और स्ट्रेस लेने में कोई मजा नहीं है. मजा है कि आप फ्लो करते रहिए टाइम के साथ, तो उसी में मजा है, उसी में there is the pleasure of life.
Okay, definitely. So sir, like till now you have written all together 11 books, but अगर आपको ऑप्शन दिया जाए तो choose any one of them which is your favorite, तो वो बुक कौन सी होगी?
पता नहीं यार, ये सब तो मैं फेवरेट वगैरह, मेरे को तो अपने बुक्स अच्छे नहीं लगते हैं. एक फिल्म का प्रपोजल आ रहा है एक किताब के ऊपर, तो वो लोग हमको फिर से स्टोरी सुना रहे हैं, तो मेरे को लग रहा है कि ये किताब मैंने कब लिखी थी, मैं खुद भूल गया हूँ स्टोरी. तो मतलब आपको मैं ये सच बताऊं, मैं अटैच नहीं हूँ इतना अपने किताबों से. तो मेरा फेवरेट नॉट फेवरेट वाला क्वेश्चन आप ना ही पूछें तो अच्छा है. मैं हर समय प्रेजेंट से जुड़ा रहता हूँ. अब जैसे कि 9th नॉवेल लिख रहा हूँ, इसी के ऊपर पूरा कंसंट्रेट करके एक अच्छा प्रोडक्ट लिखने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ जो कि एंटरटेन करे हमारे ऑडियंस को. बस वही, और जो लिख के मेरे को अपने अंदर एक हैप्पीनेस हो, पीस ऑफ माइंड हो, वही मैं करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, और कुछ नहीं.
And my last question to you of this podcast would be sir कि बहुत सारे लोग होंगे जो इस पॉडकास्ट को सुनने के बाद लिखना शुरू करेंगे या फिर अभी तक उनकी कोई भी बुक पब्लिश नहीं हुई होगी, तो उन अपकमिंग राइटर्स के लिए आपकी क्या एडवाइसेस है?
देखिए, 2 चीजें मैं बताना चाहूंगा. नंबर 1, every aspiring author must try to start journaling. कि आप हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ अपने डायरी के अंदर लिखें, आपके एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में, आपके दिन के एक्सपीरियंस के बारे में, आपके दिन के थॉट्स के बारे में, आपके दिन के जो आपके मन में फीलिंग्स आए हैं उनके बारे में, इमोशंस आए हैं उनके बारे में। ये बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि इसमें दो चीजें होती हैं। एक तो आप देखिए, हम लोग जब, अगर आपको कोई पूछेगा गौरव जी कि आप एक महीना पहले इस दिन को या इस तारीख को क्या कर रहे थे, तो आप उसको रिमेंबर नहीं कर पाएंगे। You will not be able to remember what you did exactly on that day. आपको एक मतलब धुआं सा लगेगा कि हाँ मैं उस दिन इधर था, ऐसा कर रहा था, ऐसा बातचीत हो रही थी and all that. So memory, human memory is a very complex thing. You know, as days progress, our memory fades out and our experience becomes from specific to a generalized experience. So diary helps you make your life more and more specific and helps you to sharpen your memory. That is point number one. Secondly, a diary initiates a dialogue and a conversation with yourselves. So you improve your personal and private space. Thirdly, a journal itself is a work of art. Is a work of art. So if you publish your own journal after a year or 2 years, this can be a novel by itself. It's a novel in the mode of stream of consciousness. This is one advice I would like to give to the aspiring authors. The second advice that I would like to give to the aspiring authors is that please be patient. Don't be in a hurry to publish your work. So you have to be patient. You have to start editing your own work. Distribute your work to your friends, family, and relatives. Let them give comments on your work. You try to measure what you were wanting to write and what their comments are. So then you will find your individual voice. It is very important to find your own individual voice. तो आज मैं आपको बताऊं, मैं आज बहुत दिन बाद, मैं लास्ट 45 दिनों में मैंने 25,000 शब्द लिखे हमारे 9th नॉवेल के ऊपर, और मैं बड़ा वरीड था कि मैं कोई पोएम नहीं लिख पा रहा हूँ। देखिए आज रशिया और यूक्रेन का युद्ध हो रहा है, तो उसके ऊपर मैं बहुत ही, दो चीजें हैं, I would tell you very frankly, I'm very deeply disturbed because of this war, and secondly also the death of Shane Warne, which happened yesterday, last night in Thailand, has deeply saddened me, because Shane Warne is a kind of a person whom I deeply looked up to as an idol. And I also loved him as one of the greatest leg spinners of all time. So what I'm trying to tell you is, suddenly today a poem sprang up in my mind. So I wrote it and I distributed it to my friends. So I'm feeling good about it. So what I'm trying to say is, आज मैंने एक कविता लिखी, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आज ही मेरे को इसको पब्लिश करना है। इसको शायद मैं पब्लिश करते करते 1 साल, 2 साल, 3 साल बाद पब्लिश करूंगा, उसको चिजल करूंगा, उसको और परफेक्ट करूंगा। तो यही है लाइफ में। तो आपको इम्पेशेंट नहीं होना है, आप जो लिख रहे हैं उसमें आपको इम्पेशेंट नहीं होना है। मतलब यही मेरी एडवाइस होगी, 2 एडवाइस में से।
Okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you must have enjoyed this lovely conversation. And if you do, then do follow our podcast, Reading the Author, available on all the leading podcast platforms. And don't forget to buy and read the book. आप जैसे Amazon पे जाएं, पे सर्च करें साबार्ना रॉय, सर की सारी बुक्स आ जाएंगी। जो भी अच्छी लगे ज़रूर खरीदें, पढ़ें और अपने जानने वालों के साथ चैनल से ज़रूर शेयर करें। मेरी एक पर्सनल एडवाइस है, कोई भी बुक पढ़ लें, आपको फिर बाद में सारी पढ़ने का मन करेगा तो सारी ही खरीद लें एक साथ। थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर गिविंग अस दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी वंस अगेन। इट वॉज माई ऑनर टू होस्ट यू टुडे।
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.